Breaking news here at Channel 5. The University of Tennessee is cutting Africana Studies courses from their curriculum. Although many educators thought little of this decision, students are in an uproar. Let's go to Tabitha at the scene.
Hello, Tabitha Davis here. We're seeing a lot of student reactions to the recent curriculum cuts at the University of Tennessee. As you can see from the images on this screen, students have been in an uproar since mid-morning here on campus. Professors are attempting to calm students, but efforts seem hopeless. Back to you, Taylor, in the studio.
Sources tell us that due to many budget cuts at the university, administrators were forced to cut more insignificant majors from the selection offered at the University of Tennessee. Africana Studies programs, focusing on the study of the continent of Africa, were mildly popular among students. However, administration disregarded the potential of this program.
That's right. Many students grew more passionate about preserving the major as they realized there was a target of soon-to-be budget cuts for the 2015-2016 academic year. We recovered a presentation created by a group of students working towards the simple question, why study Africa? Let's take a look.
Study of Africa, our world can see the true benefits of collaborating and sharing our hardships, victories, and concerns. The study of Africa is vast and complex. In all aspects, Africa has much to offer and much knowledge to gain. With vastly rich geography and resources, the origin of our human race expanded throughout the continent of Africa and developed complex language, religion, and political and military systems, while utilizing their resources for more stable societies and trade investments, thus creating the foundation of modern civilization.
The ancient African culture was a much more complex and self-sufficient society than we ever realized, thus more of a reason to study the cultures of ancient Africa. We have learned things from their society like iron and metalworking, mathematics, physics, and structure for political systems. Like Asante described in his writing, Race and Iniquity Truly Out of Africa, Africa's influence on ancient Greece, the oldest European civilization, was profound and significant in art, architecture, astronomy, medicine, geometry, mathematics, law, politics, and religion. Yet there has been a furious campaign to discredit African influence and to claim a miraculous birth of Western civilization. The ancient African civilization knew how to work with the resources they already had access to and use those resources to become more proficient in their everyday lives. All that was needed for the spread of ironworking was a knowledge of smelting technology. The woodland savanna of West Africa was ideal for the development. Once they started smelting iron, they used it to their advantage, and they profited from better farming and hunting as well.
In Africa, there are many different religions that are practiced, the most prominent ones being Islam and Christianity. Some others include African traditional religions, Hinduism, and Judaism. Usually in African traditional religions, they believe in there being many gods instead of just one. They believe that their ancestors are the intermediaries between God and man. To them, it's important to make sacrifices to the gods, because they control much of their daily lives. This includes weather, their cows, fertility, childbirth, pestilence, and social order. Islam and Christianity are the two religions that dominate Africa. They have played a huge role in African history.
We should study and obtain knowledge regarding the history of Africa. About 500,000 years ago, a group of people known as the Heidelbergenses increased their group size to about 150 individuals. Therefore, it is believed that the early forms of human language must have been developed at this point because language would have been the only way for a group of this particular size to function socially together. Also, at this point in time, the environment and climate began to change, and people had to adapt or die. Because of this, the population probably declined at a significant rate. The people that did learn to adapt spread their technology, culture, and languages to the four corners of Africa. This is how the four indigenous language families of modern Africa can be traced. The four indigenous languages are the Afro-Asiatic language family, the Nilo-Saharan language family, the Niger-Congo language family, and the Khoisan language family.
Indigenous Africans created states that were highly developed politically, socially, and economically. These states participated in extensive trading and religious globalism. They also demonstrated industrial, intellectual, and social development in addition to having famed rulers. This could be proven through the formation of ancient Ghana, Mali, and the Songhai Empire. The process that led to the establishment of these states are similar. Each state derived from the result of conquering surrounding areas, trading, and political and social organizations. For instance, ancient Africa helped with the development of ironworking, which facilitated farming. Through ironworking, they were able to form larger settled social communities. They were able to exert power over neighboring areas and gain control of forces from the desert nomads. This brought a lot of success towards Ghana because they had a military advantage over the nearby peoples. In addition, with the Islamic expansion in Mali, they were able to adopt new ways of administrating justice that contributed to the formation of political organizations. The Malinke people's economy was based off the agriculture, but also had a large role in trading, especially with gold. Songhai was ruled by Soni Ali the Great, extended the empire by military conquest. His army had the reputation of having never been beaten. Also, Songhai began to rise with the power of conquering Mali.
Wow, there are so many reasons I never knew for taking Africana Studies. With vastly rich geography and resources, the origin of our human race expanded throughout the continent of Africa and developed complex language, religion, political, and military systems, while utilizing the resources for their stable societies and trade investments, thus creating the foundation of modern-day civilization.
Well, that's all the time we have for now. We'll see you at 10.